Day 21. The Frog Who Felt Stuck. As Mime and the old man continued their journey, they came upon a quiet pond surrounded by tall green reeds and lily pads floating gently on the water. The air was still. The water barely moved. Everything felt calm. But sitting on one of the lily pads was a frog who looked anything but peaceful. It stared at the water with a deep sigh. Mime walked closer. "Hello," she said cheerfully. The frog looked up and gave a small nod. "Hello." Mime tilted her head. "Why do you look so sad?" The frog sighed again. "Because I've been sitting here forever." Mime looked around. The pond was beautiful. The sunlight sparkled on the water. Dragonflies danced nearby. "It seems like a nice place," Mime said. "It is," the frog replied, "but I've been on this same lily pad for so long that I don't know how to move anymore." Mime sat beside the pond. "Why don't you jump?" The frog looked nervous. "What if I land in the wrong place? What if I fall? What if the next lily pad isn't strong enough?" Mime understood those feelings. She remembered how afraid she was when she first left home. She had been scared of what might happen next. The old man sat quietly beside her and smiled. "Sometimes," he said gently, "we stay where we are, not because it is best for us, but because it feels familiar." The frog looked down at the lily pad. "It may not be perfect," it said, "but at least I know it." Mime nodded. "I used to feel that way too," she said softly. The frog looked at her. "Really?" Mime smiled. "Yes, I was afraid to leave what was familiar, even when my heart was telling me there was more waiting for me." The frog was quiet. The breeze moved gently across the pond. Then Mime said, "You don't have to know exactly where you'll land. You just have to trust that you're capable of jumping." The frog took a deep breath. It crouched low, then stopped. "I'm still scared," it whispered. Mime smiled warmly. "Brave doesn't mean you're not scared." The old man nodded. "It means you move forward anyway." The frog closed its eyes. It took one deep breath. Then, beeling, it leaped into the air. For a moment, it seemed to fly. Then it landed safely on another lily pad. The frog blinked in surprise. "I did it!" Mime clapped her paws happily. "You did!" The frog laughed, a real, joyful laugh. "I can't believe I waited so long." The old man smiled. "Sometimes the hardest part is taking the first leap." The frog looked at the pond ahead. There were many more lily pads waiting. For the first time, they didn't look frightening. They looked exciting. As Mime and the old man continued their walk, Mime looked back and saw the frog jumping from pad to pad with confidence and joy. And she realized something important. Sometimes we feel stuck not because we can't move, but because we're afraid to try, and often all it takes is one brave leap,